Here's how to use QNect Backup. The first step is to install QNect ODBC for QuickBase, which you can do by clicking on this download button, running the installer. It's a very quick, small download. It takes literally a minute. You don't have to watch this getting started video. And the second one is on the products page where you want to click on this button. The installation for QNect Backup is very quick. I can show you what it looks like. You get this little dialog, you click run, and there you are. You have QNect Backup. In order to use QNect Backup, you have to fill in your QuickBase username, your QuickBase password, and the QuickBase server. Now this QuickBase server, what do you put here? Well, that's pretty easy. Just go to log into QuickBase, and you're going to see a URL like this in the top of your browser after you've logged in. And the important part is what you have right after the https://. You want to take this piece right here, right into here. So that's all there is to that piece of information. Now this is a little trickier. This is the QuickBase application token. And what you want to do is go back to a particular application that you'd like to do the backup for. Let's say in this case it's this AAA Project Manager. Now I'm on the dashboard of Project Manager. I click on Settings, and then I scroll down here to App Properties, and then I scroll a little bit further down and I click on Manage Application Token. Here you can see that this application has 3 application tokens in it. You may find that there are none installed in the particular application you're interested in. So there's 2 ways to add an application token. One is to click on Create a New One, and you can give it any kind of a description you'd like, backup. You click OK, and now I have a 4th one. Actually, this one is the new one right here. So I can then copy this and to the clipboard, and then I can go back to QNect Backup and I can paste that in right here. Then I have my application token set up and you're ready to go. The next step is just to click on List Tables. As you can see, you see all the applications you have access to. Now, if you also want to back up some of these other ones, you want to make sure that this application token is installed in the other applications. So you could do that simply by copying this to the clipboard and then going back here, and let's say I wanted to install it in this application. I can just click on Settings, App Properties, and Manage Application Token, and then I can say assign an existing application token, and I can paste it right in here. And now this application has the same token in it that the original, the AAA Project Manager has. So that way you can have one application token here that applies to some or all of your applications here. So another really neat feature is you can click on a particular application and choose which tables you want to back up. If you click on and highlight the application itself and you use this button, it will copy over everything. For instance, here we can copy over all of those, or you can copy over individual ones. If I hold down the Shift key and press on this button, I can get rid of everything over here, and then I can move over just 1 or 2 tables at a time. The other really nice thing is that if you'd like to not to back up an entire table, you can right-click on an application, and then you can say retrieve the table reports for the selected application. And then what you'll find is that you have a much longer list here that shows you all the table reports. And so you can pick a particular table report and then limit the rows and columns that QNect Backup will back up. So that's a very nice feature. The thing to be aware of here is that if a particular table report specifies the default columns by not explicitly listing them but just leaving the columns to select blank, then all the columns will be backed up, not just the default columns. So if you want just the default columns, you'd have to explicitly choose them in the table report. And so what that entails, you go to AAA Project Manager, and we go to, let's say, the projects table, and we click on reports and charts, new, and I want to make a new table report. Right here, this table report, I'm going to end up showing all the columns, even though I've chosen default columns here. If I click on custom columns and I just leave it like this, I'll still get all the columns in QNEC Backup. If I want to explicitly get the default columns, I have to click on this button and then click Save. And now I have a table report that has explicitly the default columns. So that's a little bit tricky, but that's what you have to do to get your default columns. When you've got things set up, you can choose to download all the revisions of your file attachments, only the current revision, or not to download file attachments. This is where you choose the folder where you're going to back things up to. So you have this little choose dialog here. If you check this, you're going to create a new subfolder for every day that you run this. So if you run it daily, then you'll have a snapshot. Instead of overwriting the previous backup, you'll have a new backup every day in a separate folder. And then to start the process, you just click backup, and you'll find that you have CSV files for every table that you've chosen here, as well as all the file attachments if you've chosen the bottom two of these choices. Thank you for your interest in QNEC Backup.